They've been in position.
Hey, what's up, Triangle? David Huffman, TJ Hopkins, Israel Rivera. We're going to talk about college football. We're going to talk about the NBA. We're going to talk about the NFL. Some crazy stuff going on right now with the NBA and the NFL. First, we're going to start with college football. We're going to talk about that Michigan State call. First of all, do you think the call was right, for one? And what do you think that call affected their season at Michigan State?
Okay, to answer both questions, no, the call was not right. And two, it clearly cost Michigan State their season.
Their entire season. Like if you're Michigan State, like you're not playing for anything else besides the national championship, like to get into the Final Four. And that call prevented them from getting. But they shouldn't have been there anyways because they should have lost that game to Michigan.
Well,
hypothetically,
yeah. At the end of the day, like Michigan State is now at the point where it's national championship or bust. Like they don't want, especially in the new playoff system, they don't want a New Year 6 bowl. Like I'm not saying they don't care, because if you get one of those bowl spots,
you're gonna get a lot of money for your university. But like when you're at Michigan State, like there's no incentive to not being in that big dance. Like you lose one game, especially in the Big Ten with it being so weak, like
it's literally a 2-team race
with Iowa. I don't know what that.
I mean, like Iowa, like how often does Iowa have a year like this? Like let's be real.
But the thing is, they haven't really played anyone. They haven't played anybody. I don't think they have Michigan State on their record. Their hardest game is going to be Ohio State in the championship of Big Ten. Period. Like that's it. Like that's the only game that they have on their record. Like I know they've beaten two top 10 or two top 25 teams, but when you look at their resume, you know it doesn't jump out of the table. It doesn't jump out at you as being a resume of a team that's going to go for a national championship. I don't know. It doesn't.
So on Michigan State, right?
No, Iowa.
Or Iowa.
Well, I mean, we're talking about Michigan State.
But back to that call, like you clearly see.
Right, I thought we were talking about Michigan
State. You clearly see that Nebraska receiver step out of bounds. He was not forced out of bounds by any means.
Yeah, that was just a terrible.
That was just a terrible call. Like how that sorry to cut you off. Like how that ACC crew got suspended for missing that call in that Duke Miami game.
Yeah.
That Big Ten crew should be suspended.
Definitely.
But the Big Ten has defended the call. They thought they made the right call.
No,
it's not even
there
close.
is no.
There's not even close. I mean, they may have saw some accidental.
That ACC crew defended their call. They still got suspended. This Big Ten crew should get suspended. They should never ref another game ever.
I think that ACC. I think that Miami Duke call was just like
that was even worse. Like,
I mean, that was just terrible.
That one was clearly worse.
It was clear because there were more infractions.
Like you missed a knee that was clearly down. You missed a clear block in the back. You missed
a lot of things.
You missed a
forward pass, like a couple of them.
And you missed a player running onto the field with his helmet off while the play is still going on.
Right. But you know what? You can say the same thing about even when Michigan, when they had Mike Hart and Chad Henne in the Alamo Bowl. I don't know if you guys remember that. And they were going against, I believe it was Nebraska. I forget who it was, and Nebraska had their players coming onto the field, and they never called the call. The band too. But you know what I mean? So it's just like that ACC call. It's like you can't really compare the two. I don't think because the implications were that game really didn't mean anything.
The Duke game?
The Duke Miami game. They didn't mean nothing.
Duke's gonna win
Who cares about that call? This call is much more.
There's more at stake. There's more at stake for this call. But
this has changed Michigan State's entire season. Like their season is over now.
But their season should have been over. They got a lucky play against Michigan, and they got clearly outplayed. I mean, second half, they outplayed Michigan, but the whole game overall, Michigan beat them in all phases of the game.
It's like you say. It's like one, they probably shouldn't have been in this position in the first place, but two, it's like. It's like I'm like if you're Michigan State, like one, you can't let this call affect your season because like I don't even know how many games left, but there's like potentially like there's 3
games I think.
It's like 3 games. So okay, so it's like
I think they got a chance to play Iowa.
I don't think they play each other.
I don't know. Do they play each other?
I don't think so.
Aren't they in the same? Aren't they on the same side?
I don't believe they play each other. I'm not 100%
I'm not 100% sure on that. Like we don't have the schedule.
I think they might play Ohio State.
Yeah,
but it's
if they could beat Ohio State,
like if they win,
they'll be back in.
If they win out,
Michigan State, no, Michigan State's done.
If they win out,
I'm saying if Michigan State could, do they play Ohio State?
I don't think so.
Let me look.
I really don't know. But
pull it up. Can you pull it up real quick?
Yeah, I'll pull it up right now.
But it's like you said, like they shouldn't have been in this position anyway, because like they should have lost to Michigan, but the football guys were on their side, and two, like they should be blowing teams like Nebraska
out the water.
Yeah.
Like this is the same Nebraska team that lost to Illinois. Like
Nebraska is what would they were 4-4 coming into that game.
Like
that's ridiculous.
Like this is the same Nebraska team that lost to Illinois people.
Illinois was fired everybody in there.
Illinois.
They fired everybody. Like
Illinois don't have a head coach right now. Like
they had like some sort of scandal though, right?
Yeah, they did.
The cheerleaders and all that stuff.
Like it was like they lost to Illinois. Like Nebraska used to be this powerhouse.
But ever since they got
Illinois annoys me, and I hate the fact that Illinois annoys me because we go to Northern and we've been the best football team in the state of Illinois for the past 5 years, and still the top recruits from the state of Illinois, like they either go out of state or they go play for Illinois, and I'm just like, are you serious?
You guys want to talk about something really impressive?
But
talk about Ryan Graham right now.
They going out of state.
Ryan Graham. Ever since he took over for
Drew there.
No, Michigan State. They play Ohio State at the second to last game of the year, and then they play Penn State. Last game of the year. Okay. So those could be 2 quality wins. They beat Ohio State, they're back in it.
If they beat Ohio State,
next week they got to blow out Maryland by like 50 points.
Yeah, but they'd have to beat Iowa. Because Iowa,
if they could play Iowa in the championship,
they have to beat Iowa. So I guess technically Michigan State still controls their own destiny.
Yes, Michigan State if they still control their own destiny, if they could beat Ohio State, they'll be tied.
But it's not just them that control their fate. Like they control their fate, and the committee controls their fate. Like if they I
feel like if you're the committee, you look at Michigan State with 1 loss, and you look at that loss to Nebraska, and you look at that Michigan game.
But you have to look at how they lost. You have to that clearly. It's not the fact.
Never even been close.
It's not the fact that you lose or the fact that they close. Like if you win, like a win is a win. An ugly win is still an ugly win is still a win. Like if you win by 1, it's still a win. It's not the fact that they lost. It's how they lost. They lost on a bad call.
Yeah.
And one of the biggest games of the year that could be coming down to it all when it's said and done, and then they got to play their championship is Stanford Notre Dame at the end of the year.
Yeah.
That could determine who gets that last playoff spot.
Yeah.
If Stanford goes all the way the regular season undefeated, they meet Notre Dame at the end of the year undefeated. I'm pretty sure that game is going to determine.
They have to win the Pac-12 championship.
And they got to win the Pac-12 championship after that. But I have a strong belief that Stanford could pull that off.
I think
Stanford is really underrated. And
Kevin Hogan.
For the Pac-12, for being a Pac-12 team, I think they don't get enough talk.
Man, they got like what sets them apart from like all those other Pac-12 teams is like they have a defense to back up that offense.
Yeah, I know.
And
then they got three really good running backs.
Yeah, they got Christian McCaffrey and
Barry Sanders Jr.
Yeah, they got
McCaffrey. That boy is a beast.
And they got Kevin Hogan. When Kevin Hogan's good, he's one of the arguably
and
one
then
of the best
he's got those wide receivers who really run good routes, but they're not too athletic, not too fast.
When Kevin Hogan's healthy, he's one of the best quarterbacks in the country.
He always got good tight ends.
But when you have a good route, if a receiver is a good route runner, that cancels out that the whole lack of quote unquote lack of athleticism because
exactly.
Like Anquan Bolden is not a burner. He ain't gonna burn you, but his route running is phenomenal.
It's all about finding the holes in the zone defense. I mean, if you can find holes in the defense and you find your spots.
So real quick, actually, now that you brought up NIU, let's talk about them a little bit. So they were able to beat Toledo on like bringing in their second string.
Salvage their season.
Ryan Graham, man, like woo.
Salvage their season.
But it's like.
Then they beat Buffalo.
Yeah, but they let Buffalo come back in that game.
That meant nothing. Like it really. Yeah. But it's like my thing is like back to the Toledo game. It's like our best, like our number 1 quarterback goes down. Our best
arguably
best
receiver.
Our best playmaker, offensive playmaker, goes down.
Mm-hmm.
Not before he torched him for like 5 and 150 ish. And it was like I watched the game. It was okay. It was 13-0. Then it was 13-7. Then it was 16-7. And it was 16-10. Yeah. And I'm all like, Toledo's supposed to be this.
Mm-hmm.
Like they
a little bit more explosive than NIU.
A little, right? They supposed like people picked them to win the
Arkansas.
match.
Well, I mean
to win the match.
When last year NIU got whooped by Arkansas. So look,
I'm thinking about NIU. Like we're always, like, because of the way we play offense and our defense, we're always gonna be in those kind of games where, like, especially with like other teams that are like class of the MAC. Like,
yeah.
But it's like,
but against Toledo, that Toledo game,
Toledo's supposed to be the better team.
Yeah, no, but see that
like,
Toledo game, you gotta think NIU beat them like 4 years in a row, six years,
It's now
5 years previously. You gotta think, man, the mental aspect of, can we beat this team? Are we really like?
But what does that say?
They got nervous.
But what does that say about Toledo?
That says. I mean, that means
that's why they're never gonna be able to do anything.
That means when they. I mean, that's their
ranking.
Every year they play us, they're gonna be.
They're always gonna have that nerve.
They're gonna have that
the monkey on the back.
Yeah, they're always gonna be thinking about NIU. Like
NIU,
we are their kryptonite.
We're their kryptonite, basically.
So the year Toledo wins the MAC is the year they beat us.
The year
that Toledo wins the MAC is the year they were in the Big 12.
Yeah, because Toledo's never gonna beat us.
And even then,
I think this year was their really. I think next year a lot of those guys are young though.
All those guys are gonna be back, man.
All those guys are gonna be back. So next year Toledo and NIU, when they come here, that's gonna be a big game.
All the NIU guys are all gonna be back too. Like Ryan Grant is still a redshirt freshman. We got Galladay. He's got another couple years.
They need, but man, I mean,
the only problem is like for next year is like our defense might have some fixing up to do because Perez Ford's gonna be gone. Boomer Mays is gone. Marlon Moore is gone. Shawan Lurie still might be there.
We're gonna recruit.
I think he's their best.
He leads the league and he leads the NCAA in interceptions.
Yeah, I think he's their best. I think he's their best pro prospect.
I
think Perez Ford is a really good is a good pro prospect, but he's not gonna be picked. He'll be picked like in the 6th or 7th round. Sean Lurie will be picked if he gets picked.
I think the NIU's gonna recruit well enough to recover all their stuff that they need, and they got players.
They always got.
There's no way Toledo's gonna be any better. He's gonna be better than us at any time.
But back to
unless
Toledo,
we go to the Big 12 and they start.
Yeah, but back to Toledo winning the MAC. Like it's not even if we leave. It's not even a clear cut that they would win the MAC because Bowling Green on the other
Bowling
side.
Green always give us the business in those.
Bowling Green on the other side is
and they whooped us 2 years ago.
Yeah, when we had a chance to go back to a BCS, but. Yeah. We whooped them after we creamed them last year.
After they creamed us.
And it's like, and it really didn't mean much. So, and then we went against Marshall and got creamed.
Was Toledo's ranking a little?
Well, whenever there's a MAC team ranked, no offense to us teams in the MAC, like we really don't deserve to be ranked anywhere in the top 25. Because there's no way a MAC team is better than a mid-grade SEC team that's not ranked. Like there's just no way. That's not a reality. That's not something that's real.
Like honestly, I don't even think we're better than the teams in the American Conference, like
Memphis,
like the Houston's, and
man, Houston be balling, man.
Houston be balling,
man.
Like Houston, Marshall.
What sucks about this new system, the new problem with the college football system, is that now with the way it's set up, there's no way a Houston can get into a playoff series.
But same thing with us. It's the same thing with us.
Yeah, like the way that it's set up now, there's no way that NIU or Houston can sneak their way into a top 6. Because there's just no way that they're better than any of those other teams. It's just not a reality that's going to be happening. And not to mention there won't be as much money involved in putting one of those teams into a game as it would be putting it like Ohio State, who's going to generate crazy revenue.
But hypothetically, expand the college football playoff to 12 teams.
Hypothetically,
no way, that's way too many. Where would you stop?
But hypothetically,
no matter what you do with
in the near future, they're going 8.
8 teams, yeah, 8 teams.
In the near future, they're going 8.
In any situation where you add teams to that scenario, there's always going to be teams right on the outside that complaining about they didn't get in. There's no number that you can ever come to that's going to be fully acceptable.
If you go 8 teams like a TCU or a Baylor that
deserve looking in
that deserve some of those spots. Well, TCU don't this year. TCU
also a good Oklahoma State team hasn't lost a game yet.
I know exactly. And let's see what Baylor's made of this weekend in the next couple weeks. Yeah.
All right, so we're going to transition right over to the new top 6. So we got Clemson, Bama, Ohio State, Notre Dame, Iowa, and Baylor.
In order.
Any problems with that?
None at all.
I have a problem with Iowa being ahead of Baylor.
I think Baylor
never beat nobody. Come on.
Baylor hasn't beaten anybody.
Baylor has not beaten.
You can say that,
but you want to say that.
But at least they're beating people soundly.
Like,
They're really
who?
beating people.
No, they didn't beat Kansas State
Ooh.
last week, beating people like
Oh,
terribly.
yeah,
They almost,
Yeah,
had the door open a little bit there.
Like
Well,
Baylor
I just don't believe in Iowa. I know they're undefeated. I just look at the Big Ten and I'm just like, no.
I think those committee members, they're looking at that defense and they're like,
That's
look,
what they looking
this is a
at.
top 5 defense. This is a really good defense. And they're worthy of being in the top 5.
I think they're gonna lose a bunch of I think they're gonna lose a game before it's over.
they'll lose the Big Ten championship.
They won't even be in the mix.
And
they'll lose the Big Ten championship.
I'm finally glad that the committee came to their senses and took Ohio State out of that number 1 spot.
Well, Clemson
they're not
was,
a number 1 team.
Clemson was number 1 last week too.
Yeah.
I know.
But Ohio
But
State's
I wasn't
not
here
a
to
number
talk
1
about
team.
that last week. So.
Oh, true.
Yeah, Ohio State's not a number 1 team.
Clemson is definitely the best team in the country. There's
because
no
that
doubt.
guy Deshaun Watson, I don't know if you guys know, but he's a bad boy. He's a bad boy.
He a bad boy.
He's a bad boy.
Like,
He's a bad boy.
They've beaten Florida State. They've beaten Notre Dame. Just to mention just the 2 teams that they've beaten.
Now,
and
Alabama.
Notre Dame is number 4.
This is what I was trying to lead up to because I know we're going to talk about Heisman's. There's a guy out there.
Derrick Henry?
Nope. There's a guy out there that nobody's talking about.
Derek Coleman.
That nobody is talking about. He's a quarterback. He's playing against Alabama this week. Dak Prescott has been putting up the business this year, and nobody's talking. But nobody's been talking about him. Look at it. The record isn't all that good. I mean, they're still ranked number 5th, 14th in the nation, or 16th in the nation.
But
He's got like 16 touchdowns to like 1 interception.
One is Mississippi State.
Is a really decent team.
Yeah, it's the SEC.
Exactly.
Like, that's what they're going up against. It's when you have players like Leonard Fournette,
He's not going to win the Heisman anymore.
We'll get to that.
No, we're going to do it now.
Oh my God.
Leonard Fournette, that performance on Saturday cost him the Heisman Trophy.
Who's going to win it?
I give him a pass.
Thank
give him
you.
a pass?
Yes.
Because he went against the best front seven in the past.
Every person
I don't know, 10 years.
Every person who's ever won the Heisman has always had that Heisman
that
moment.
Front seven, at least 4 of those guys could be
potential-
top 10 picks.
That had potential to be his Heisman moment, and he just fell flat.
So
and I know he's been shredding it up. Like,
Jameis Winston won the Heisman. He didn't face Alabama.
I don't know how that's even relevant.
He didn't face but you say he had like every Heisman winner has had that Heisman moment. What was his? When Johnny Manziel won the Heisman, his Heisman moment beating Bama. Jameis Winston, he didn't beat Bama. He didn't even play Bama.
All right, whatever.
I think like for him to like 10 for 31, okay, but that's Alabama.
I understand.
One thing people always nominate with Bama. They always got a great defense.
Always.
He'd have to really bounce back now.
Bama's Leonard Fournette's Heisman moment, what he did to Auburn. That was his Heisman moment. He threw somebody over his shoulder.
A monster.
Yeah,
he's a man child. He's
really
a man
really
playing
good.
against boys.
Until
he ran against a bunch of grown men that run that front seven. It's a bunch of grown men that's on that front seven in Alabama, and there's nothing you can do about it.
I think if the wide receiver from Baylor breaks the touchdown record for receivers, I think he could be in the mix for the Heisman Trophy. I can't remember. Coleman is his last name. I can't remember his first name.
Did that performance against Bama hurt his Heisman chances?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but did it knock him out of number 1? No. No.
I don't know. I think if the Horned Frogs kept winning, I think he'd be clear cut number 1 if
Boykin?
they hadn't lost.
Talking about Boykin?
Yeah, because he's been lighting it up too.
But it's the Big 12. Nobody
once they lost, I think his Heisman Trophy conversation was over too.
But it's the Big 12. Don't nobody play defense.
Yeah.
I mean,
like the over under is like 55 for every game. Like
I remember the one game we were talking about we were talking like over under 100.
It was like it was Baylor, Texas Tech. It was like 90. It was like over under 90. I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, who's playing defense in this game?
Nobody.
But yeah, Fournette's still my Heisman winner. Like Chubb is out, so he can't take it from him.
Right.
Like Trayvon Boykins, he lost to Oklahoma State. Kevin Hogan.
He didn't play well.
He didn't play well. Kevin Hogan, no.
He hasn't been playing all that well.
Hackenberg, hasn't recovered from the first game against Temple.
Christian Hackenberg has never been in the Heisman Trophy. The only reason you brought him up is because you know I'm a big fan of him.
Yes, he was. 2,
not at
that's
this
true.
point. Not at this point.
Not at this point. I'm trying to think of other names. Like, due to a bad loss, due to a loss by a bad call, Connor Cook is out. Ezekiel Elliott is probably the only other person.
They haven't given him the ball enough for him to be the Heisman winner. I guess. I don't
Clemson's quarterback for Heisman?
Watson.
Deshaun Watson. Dak Prescott is a dark horse, man. He's got 18 touchdowns.
Will Fuller from
3
Notre Dame.
interceptions, man. The guy has been amazing this
Will
year.
Fuller from Notre Dame.
If Seth Russell hadn't gotten hurt, maybe Seth Russell.
Yeah.
Dak Prescott. If he beats Alabama this week.
Malik Zaire, like him taking over and like Notre Dame, like
John Kaiser, you mean?
yeah, my bad. Yeah, Kaiser.
He doesn't play enough games.
Kaiser hasn't really been. He's been spotty.
Everyone
spotty.
talked about how Notre Dame was gonna fall off because Zaire got hurt. This dude Kaiser comes in.
Plays better.
I mean, he plays better. He's athletic and he can throw this. He could sling the ball. He's getting more. I think it's being comfortable with the offense.
But it's like, yeah, but it's like when you think of the other candidates, like for the Heisman, it's like, well, none of those other guys are putting up the numbers Fournette is putting up.
Yeah.
Even if he has one bad game, this Heisman is his.
Yeah, it's gotta be Leonard Fournette or Derrick Henry.
Either one.
Either one. And then if Deshaun Watson, if he keeps going the way he's going, and he kind of wows everybody and has like one of those. That one game where it's like, whoa. Yeah. Then I think he can snatch the Heisman.
Who does LSU play this week?
Nobody, I don't think they have anybody.
Are they on bye?
I believe so. Not sure, but.
Either way.
It doesn't even matter.
So the top. Let's go back to the top 6. So we're good with the top 6. Are we all good with that?
Yeah, I have no problem.
I have no problem with that top 6.
I don't like Iowa.
One, Clemson got it.
I think Stanford should be where Iowa is.
Yeah,
I think Stanford.
I think Stanford's a better football
They're
team
one of the
than
best.
Iowa.
I think next to Alabama, they're the best one. They're the second best one-loss team in the nation.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Stanford should be where Iowa is. Iowa should be where Baylor is.
And they didn't even have. And that Stanford loss wasn't that
Baylor
bad.
hasn't played anybody. The same problem you have with Iowa being in the top 5.
If they lose to Oklahoma,
because they
done.
haven't played anybody. Same thing for Baylor. Baylor hasn't played the level of competition in the Big 12 is probably just as low in the Big 10.
And I was listening to Reese Davis earlier this morning, he was Reese Davis had an interesting comment to say on the radio. He said that the Oklahoma team reminds him of last year's Ohio State team. How they had that one inexplicable loss. You know, Ohio State lost to Virginia Tech last year. This year, Oklahoma lost to Texas.
That was first game of the season.
Yeah, they lost to Texas, and ever since then they just been obliterating teams, and their defense and their offense has been looking really good.
The same thing they're playing the Big 10, Big 12.
I mean, this is the same thing. Kind of what happened at Ohio State. Their schedule was kind of weak last
year.
The
Big 12 is now.
But Oklahoma looks really legit. If they could beat Baylor this week, Oklahoma has a chance to maybe slip into the playoffs if they can keep winning. I think they have that works.
I think Baylor is the only chance.
Oklahoma has really.
Baylor is their only chance.
I like Oklahoma.
If Baylor is the only way they can get a team into the top 4 is if Baylor wins out.
That's true. Like me personally, I feel like the Big 12, just like the Big 10, is a 2-team race. And when you think of the Big 12, it's either gonna be Baylor or it's either going to be TCU.
And they just lost to Oklahoma
The
State.
only reason, teams like Oklahoma are relevant is because of their program, because of who they are.
No, but they've been playing really good football.
But they're not. But they not going to top Baylor or TCU.
They play Baylor this week. If they beat them this week, then they top them. I mean,
but I don't think they say. I don't think the only problem, the only way I see that happening is if Baylor's quarterback just crumbles.
Stidman, he's a freshman and he's going against a really good defense.
That's it.
This is their first test of the season.
This is his first
with
test.
The freshman quarterback. all their first test. Oklahoma comes out, smack them in the mouth. They may not know what to do.
But who's at home? Because if this game in Waco,
I think it's at Oklahoma, but I think it doesn't even matter.
I think Baylor wins.
I think Oklahoma wins.
I think Baylor's gonna get.
Oklahoma has an explosive offense, man.
Baylor.
It's been consistent. It's been consistent, and I think Oklahoma's got it.
Oklahoma ain't got the guns to compete with Baylor.
But they got the defense that can slow down that offense. But especially they can disguise a little bit and maybe confuse the freshman quarterback with a little bit of zone blitzes and stuff.
They better hope and pray.
They're gonna come after Stidman. That's Kansas State. You're talking about Oklahoma, man. They got way better recruits than Kansas State. They're a way better team than Kansas State now.
Baylor 52, Oklahoma 45.
I'm not gonna make a prediction.
I believe it's at Baylor. Yeah. So they gotta go to Waco.
52-45.
I'm gonna take Baylor. But
Baylor's the favorite by 2.5 points.
So
field goal.
52-45.
So we're gonna transition now from college football over to the NBA. First, we're going to talk about the night of returns. And I know you guys have a problem with the DeAndre Jordan being
not
a quote-unquote return to Dallas.
It's not a return.
But he signed he basically made a verbal commitment. He made a verbal commitment to Mark Cuban and the Dallas Mavericks.
That means nothing.
And then he decided not to go there.
That means nothing.
The Los Angeles Clippers trapped him in his house, so he couldn't sign with anyone else.
Yes, Mr. Izzy.
All right, go ahead.
It doesn't matter.
I just want to tell you, this is not a return.
It is a return.
No, it is not. Dallas fans are acting like
it's the same thing as the level of booing that went on with DeAndre Jordan and the Dallas Mavericks was when LeBron went back to Cleveland for the first time. When anybody went back anywhere.
But LeBron actually left.
Right,
DeAndre Jordan left.
He broke their hearts. He broke that whole town's hearts.
DeAndre Jordan ruined the Dallas Mavericks. They may not be competitive this season because he didn't go there.
I like Dallas looks. Once they get all their parts back, I think they're going to be an okay
Darren
team.
Williams is guaranteed to get hurt.
I think they're going to be. They got JaVale McGee.
Yeah, he's injured right now.
Is he still injured? And then Zaza Pachulia showed me something against the Clippers last night. Dirk still has a lot left in the tank.
And they got that young center who I really like. He's
you talking about Powell?
Yeah.
And he can shoot outside. And you got Wes Matthews. You got Chandler Parsons.
Who's injured.
I know, but once all those guys come back, Darren Williams looks.
David.
Darren Williams is always hurt.
David. My bad. Did DeAndre sign anything?
He made a verbal commitment to Mark Cuban, man.
Did he sign anything?
No, he didn't. But
they made it a big deal.
They made it a big deal. But the point is that he signed it. He told them that he wanted to play there, and then he basically got trapped in his house by the Clippers.
They bombarded him. He had no option but to sign with LA. They held him hostage.
They basically trapped him in his house.
You know what this was? This was a straight finesse move by DeAndre Jordan
to get more money.
This was a straight, a straight finesse move because he finessed both these squads.
That verbal commitment with Dallas made it so they couldn't go after anybody else.
It's like
they already accounted for that money being spent.
It's like college recruiting.
It's not.
A verbal don't mean nothing until you sign.
No, it's not the same.
It's
because there's not salary cap involved, and there's not money that you're going to have to spend on those college recruits. Understand that
a verbal.
Because they were planning on that money being spent. So they missed out on a chance to trade for Roy Hibbert. They missed out on a chance to make a major push at major free agents, and they let Tyson Chandler go at the same time. Mm-hmm. They let all of those guys go because they had a commitment from DeAndre Jordan.
But if I say I'm going to play for your team, if I say I'm going to play for your team, but I go sign with somebody else.
But we make a money deal. It's not about the agreement that we're talking. You can say whatever you want, but when you make a money deal, where you think that money is going to be,
it still doesn't matter because you didn't sign.
Yes, it does.
You didn't.
You make a verbal commitment to sign for this amount of money. So Mark Cuban was expecting this amount of money to be expended to DeAndre Jordan.
It don't mean
so
nothing
they
until his name
couldn't
is signed
spend
on
the money because it was already supposed to be spent.
It don't mean
and
nothing. It don't mean nothing until your name signed on that dotted line.
5 days.
It means nothing.
With them.
It means nothing.
They missed out on Roy Hibbert. They missed out on Aldridge. They missed out on all.
Well, they shouldn't have been banking on getting one guy. That's their fault. They should have been banking on getting one guy. That's it.
Look,
it don't mean nothing until you sign the dotted line.
They just lost their high school girlfriend.
Period.
They're acting like they just lost their high school sweetheart, and they're never gonna get them back because they're never gonna get it back. And they just moved on.
Like DeAndre Jordan was gonna make or break their franchise.
Season, their franchise.
But they were gonna have him be
this is DeAndre Jordan we're talking about.
Dirk Nowitzki's not gonna be Dirk Nowitzki.
Okay.
DeAndre Jordan's not gonna turn into a Dirk Nowitzki
ever.
Soon. He can't even hit free throws.
Okay.
Yeah, he was supposed to be the next.
They better off getting the top 10 pick anyway than wasting their time on DeAndre Jordan.
Right? Who can't shoot it.
So I understand that DeAndre Jordan's not a franchise saver, but they still commit that money was committed to them.
Yeah.
And it does matter. It absolutely matters. Mark Cuban was expecting to have this money spent.
Right, and it's just because Mark Cuban is a businessman, and so even a Shark Tank, hey, it's a deal, bam, handshake, verbal agreement. I'm going to work with you. You're going to work with me. And he broke that. My word is my bond.
Yeah, I mean, if you can't, a person can't stand by their word, what good do they have?
Right, as a man.
What else do you have besides your word?
Right, as a man, this goes back to when your daddy used to sit you back on the porch. And,
my daddy won now.
Well, I mean, you know what I'm saying? If whoever was, that set you back on the porch and was telling you, hey, look, man, your word is your bond. You know?
Yeah.
Man,
What does a man have?
I understand what y'all saying.
Your word and his.
I want y'all to know. I understand the point y'all coming from, but y'all gotta understand my point too. Like me, I believe it don't mean nothing until your name is signed on that dotted line.
I couldn't agree. I couldn't disagree more with you on that situation. I think that Dallas situation, DeAndre Jordan, Dallas.
But do you at least see where I'm coming from?
Yeah, I understand, but I just don't like the way he did it. The way he did it. It bothers me.
I don't need it
because if you're gonna waffle like that, if you're gonna Brett Favre, Brett Favre used to waffle.
Going back and forth.
He used to retire, then unretire, and then retire. He used to waffle.
See, you know what you just did? I want some waffles now.
We're hungry now. We need some chicken and some waffles.
Some chicken and some waffle fries.
Some chicken and some waffle fries with a Coke or something.
No, but like, the Dallas Mavericks, if he had is gonna change his mind, do it right away. Like, why wait 5 days? 5 days. In between that time, all of the guys, all of the major free agents were gone.
I feel like there's.
They ended up with Zaza Pachulia, the Vanilla Gorilla, as
the Vanilla Gorilla. He got it. Hey, he got DeAndre Jordan a couple times on some muscle plays that made Doc Rivers furious.
But it's like my thing is like, if you're Dallas, why are you banking on getting this one guy?
Because they don't have the cap room to get anybody else.
At least they got Darren Williams.
Yeah, they trade. He basically forced his way out of Brooklyn, and then they traded.
You're banking your money on getting this one guy. Like,
but isn't that the way free agency is for a lot of teams?
No.
Like you anticipate that you're gonna get. You make a really hard push at one player that you think you can get, and when you don't get him, like you're kind of SOL. Like the Bulls have been like that for basically forever.
Forever since Mike was there.
Yeah, like they expected to get Tracy McGrady. Like no, they thought they were gonna get
Kobe Bryant.
Yeah, Kobe Bryant.
Dwayne Wade, a couple times. LeBron James, a couple times. LeBron James.
You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of teams make a push at one player they think they can get, and when they don't,
LeBron would never come here. He hates it here. Like LeBron would never come here.
Well, I mean, yeah, I know that.
That's a little. Let's not even get on talking right now. But like
LeBron hates it here for many.
Joakim is the reason that LeBron will never play here.
He will never play here because he's from Ohio. Think about it. The native Ohio son coming to play for the Bulls.
Like honestly,
destroyed Craig Elo and Mark Price and Brad Doherty and those Clippers teams.
I love that Craig Elo story. Like Craig Elo was never a good player after that shot by Michael Jordan.
He just took his powers away.
His career was over.
His powers away. Legit, like the difference between those two situations, because you said like the way that Dallas crowd booed DeAndre Jordan was the same as Cleveland booing LeBron when he left.
It sounded the same.
DeAndre Jordan doesn't hold a city in the palm of his hand. LeBron literally has the city of Cleveland in the palm of his hand.
He's from Akron.
When he
Ohio.
When he left, you know how many business by that arena went bankrupt because people weren't coming to their places to eat and see the game.
I understand that. I get that difference. I get it. Like I just that whole situation just didn't sit well.
If anything, the fans of Cleveland had a right to boo.
Yeah.
The fans of Dallas,
they had a right to boo.
No, they don't.
Absolutely.
No, they don't.
He does. He thinks so. We don't think so.
But you know what was really nice? When LA went back to Portland, he got a nice standing ovation.
They booed him in the game.
Yeah, they booed him in the game. But then when he got announced, when he got first announced, it was a mixed reaction. They gave him a cheer. Like, man, that guy gave up everything. He gave him everything he got for 8 seasons.
He played pretty good.
Yeah, like he was the first All-Star 4 seasons. They went to the playoffs for 5. Like, it's not his fault that they didn't go any further. And
still kind of mad he should have been a Chicago Bull, but that's neither here.
We got Tyrese Thomas instead.
I know, we got Tyrese Thomas, the guy who was going to change the game by blocking shots and dunking. Like, we never seen that before.
But yeah.
Not the guy that could shoot 18-footers and that could post up and block shots and dunk.
I don't even want to go there.
Well, yeah, let's not even go there right now. I don't even want to do it, dude.
How many times that's happened?
But LaMarcus Aldridge, I think the people in Portland were classy in the way they treated him on his return, and I think it was deserved. Because he basically put that team back on the map, Portland. Because they were done. They were like a nothing team when they lost Clyde the Glide, Drexler retired, and everything else.
Portland can thank Chicago for that.
Yeah.
Like, really.
You're welcome, Portland.
You're welcome.
But yeah, LaMarcus Aldridge.
That was like so personal right there.
Man, you don't even know, dude.
It was like he pointed to the mic and was like, "You're welcome, Portland."
No, dude, you don't even know. I have been a big time fan of LaMarcus Aldridge for a long time, basically, and I thought when I heard he was going to be a Bull, I was like, "Oh my God, this is amazing."
Stoked.
And then we got Tyrese Thomas, and then everything didn't work out as good. But if we had ended up with our Marcus Aldridge, we don't get Derrick Rose probably because we're probably too good to finish in the lottery forever again. Like
the fact that we got Derrick Rose was a miracle in itself.
Yeah, like it was already a miracle, and like if we had LaMarcus Aldridge, we would probably be a playoff team in a weak Eastern Conference.
But it's like I kind of feel like how like that trade happened. I don't know if y'all know this, but like back in 2012 when Draymond Green got drafted, he went in the second round. Thibodeau wanted Draymond Green with that 20th pick.
Yeah. We
got Marcus Teague. Look how that worked out for us.
We traded him away and we couldn't get him off the bench. But like you don't really. We didn't need that depth there when we were drafting.
It doesn't matter.
I understand. Like, we had Derrick Rose who was coming off injuries, and we thought we needed a backup point guard. That's the reason that
Marcus Teague damn sure wouldn't have answered in.
Nobody thought he'd be this big of a bust. Like, come on.
He's arguably
people thought he would be like his brother. Don't even start. He's not even in the top 10 of biggest bust ever. I know you're going.
Top 15.
No, it's not even. He's not even in the top. He's not even in the top 100.
Right, because he didn't have that many high. He didn't have a high expectation.
In college.
He was the 20th pick. It's not like he was a lottery pick.
He was the catalyst.
He was weak in college. He was terrible in college.
With Anthony Davis.
He was terrible.
He was
pretty
okay.
Team,
he was okay.
Was not.
5 assists a game. 8
he
points
was not.
A game.
Those were lobs. Like, those assists were lobs. Take Anthony Davis off that team.
He was the number 1 point guard in the nation.
Speaking of really good point guards, the Sacramento Kings have a really good one. Rajon Rondo. And they have a dysfunctional situation with DeMarcus Cousins and George Karl. So George Karl wants to. So DeMarcus Cousins goes in there and has after their loss to the Spurs. They're 1-7.
He goes heated. Like,
he goes crazy in the locker room. He has a profanity-stricken tirade. George Karl wants to suspend him for a couple games.
Right.
And Vlade Divac was like, nah.
No.
Not on this day.
Not having it. Not having it. You're not going to suspend our best player.
That's not even the whole
It's not even the.
Like,
there was a thing where the Sacramento was losing by a bunch. And DeMarcus Cousins, who wasn't playing, and Peja Stojakovic, who was in the front, they're laughing. They're just chuckling it up and laughing and having a very good time.
DeMarcus Cousins and Peja Stojakovic.
While their team is losing.
They're just having a good old conversation.
They're losing the game. And the two
what is Peja doing on the bench?
He's part of their management.
He's part of the management now?
Yeah, Vlade bought him in. It's like...
Yeah. So the two of them are chuckling it up and having a gay old time right there on the bench.
And they're just losing, like getting just shellacked by the visiting team or whatever the case is.
I mean, it's like.
And what did George Karl do about it? He's probably tired of this knucklehead.
He can't do anything, dude. Like,
and this guy's never gonna win.
The management is totally taking away the power of George Karl. Like, George Karl has no say in that locker room. And then, like, you take a DeMarcus Cousins and you put a Rondo with him. And like, I love him, but he can be a basket case a lot of times. And he's like he has an ego that's ridiculous. And like, he's not a great locker room guy. And you put that in with DeMarcus Cousins and with George Karl, and like you just expect that to work.
It's but it's Rondo. It's like he's been like that. He was like that in college. He was like that when he first got to Boston. He was like that when they got their championship. But that's what made him a really good player at the time. That's what made him him. Like,
yeah, but when his skills have eroded a little bit now, and so where he's like due to injury, but like when you see like his attitude is now, it's not as well welcomed as it used to be because he's not that guy anymore. I know he's been putting up trips and been playing well.
So he gets a pass, for like
who?
Rondo. He gets a pass for that his attitude being the way if he was the Rondo of old.
Kinda, yeah.
Okay.
But you can say that about any player. I mean, Kobe Bryant has had a bad attitude most of his career, but because he wins so much,
Kobe Bryant has had a bad attitude for 20 years.
Yeah, Kobe Bryant has a bad attitude because he wins so much. People let him pass on it, like you let him slide, like they don't talk about it as much. Kevin Garnett had a bad attitude basically his entire career, but because Kobe, they were winning,
he didn't have a bad attitude. KG was just arrogant. Like
KG was he had a bad attitude.
I don't count that as a bad attitude. KG just arrogant. Like,
and Ben Wallace, all those guys. Like when it wasn't a problem, when they were winning games, but like once they come to the downside of their career, it started being an issue. And that Sacramento King, like that whole situation is just like, I think they're gonna have to trade DeMarcus Cousins or they're gonna fire George Karl before the end of the season.
Either one's got to go, and I feel like they're gonna fire George Karl before they ever get rid of.
And they were talking about it, and because of the way the new TV deal and the way the contracts are set up now, you can afford to fire a coach just willy nilly.
Wow.
Because you pay two coaches at the same time because of the new money that's coming into the NBA right
Here's the thing: a player like a DeMarcus Cousins comes and go. Like a player like you can get a DeMarcus Cousins.
I don't know about that, man. DeMarcus Cousins is a special talent, dude. Like he is a
But
really.
George Karl is a special coach.
But yeah, but since he's been in Sacramento, I mean, since he's been in Seattle, like he hasn't really.
I like.
He went to that finals once with the Supersonics. I mean, the Nuggets, like, yeah, they overachieved.
I like the quote that they said.
That's not his fault.
I know he's got 1,000 wins, but he's also
not,
coached for 5 billion years.
That's not his fault.
For 5 billion years, you're gonna have a lot of wins.
He went to the finals in Seattle. What happened? They ran into the Bulls, and Gary Payton said he was gonna shut down Jordan, and
that didn't happen.
No.
So Kemp,
he had a couple good Nuggets teams.
Yeah, but when you coach as long as George Karl's coach,
like you feel like those Nuggets teams overachieved, like you.
No, oh no.
Hold on, no. Hold on, before you guys go any further though, this DeMarcus Cousins. Remember, there was a quote that the Sacramento, they had a team meeting, and I guess a couple players stood up and they're like, what's my role on the team? And Ben McLemore stood up and was like, man, I don't get what my role is. And they're like, your role is to shoot threes and play defense. And they're like, and then he's like, wait, what are you talking about? I could do so much more than shoot threes and play defense. And they're like, no, you can't. It's like everybody else on his team, but DeMarcus Cousins and Rajon Rondo has to shoot threes and play defense. That's their role on the team.
No, it's like
So forget George Karl. This team is abysmal. They're not going to make the playoffs. Let's start talking about them. Rajon Rondo's going to get triple doubles for no reason.
He's going to get a lot of triple doubles.
He's going to get a lot of triple doubles because they're going to be in garbage time or whatever the case is. But this team stinks.
I think if he plays well, though, I think he's going to make himself a nice payday after this season. If he plays
his team stinks. He should have went to Indiana or something.
No, they don't need. They got George. You say what
Monte
you want about
Ellis and
what you
George
say about
Hill.
George Hill. George Hill's a serviceable point guard. He'll keep your offense,
okay.
somewhat at bay.
Him and his blonde hair.
All right, so real quick. All right, so Kevin Durant didn't play much last season, and he's injured now. Soft tissue injury, a hamstring. He's gonna be out for about 10 days. It didn't look super serious. I don't know if you guys saw the injury live on TV.
I saw it.
It didn't look so bad.
No, it didn't look bad.
It just looked like he popped it or tweaked it.
Yeah, I mean, but it could cause something.
The problem
worse,
with hamstring
though.
injuries, with those soft tissue injuries, like they can be nagging and never go away. Like you can deal with them like all season long.
I've pulled my hamstring before. It's not like the process itself. Like when it first happens, like walking is hell, because you can't extend your leg the way you want to. Two, like the recovery process, like this is something you really can't rush. Because if you rush back, you're at risk of pulling it or even worse, tearing it.
Yep.
So it's like this is something like you have to stretch it out every day, multiple times every day, and I think his timetable was like what, a week.
Yeah, he's got to be out at least 10 days.
Yeah, he's gonna be out 10 days.
He's got to at least be out that. It could cause.
That's not enough time.
It could cause a knee injury.
It's not enough.
They were talking about because he had the foot injury on the other foot that his hamstring might have been more overcompensating on the other leg because of the foot injury.
Like it's not like 10 days is not enough time to heal.
I think he's gonna start missing a lot of games here and there. He probably won't play back to backs. But I think he's 10 days is fine. Like he didn't just to play. I don't think he'll play.
Russell Westbrook.
I don't think he'll play back-to-back games, and they have Russell Westbrook.
The Russell Westbrook streak begins.
They don't need Kevin Durant.
Triple-double watch every night.
They don't need Kevin Durant to play every night. They can win a lot of games based on the talent they already have.
They can right now. I mean, especially it's early.
Yeah. I mean, especially they don't need Kevin Durant until later.
Where teams are still trying to figure out what.
You got a legendary rookie head coach.
Legendary. What?
Yeah. He's a legendary college football coach.
Okay, but he hasn't done anything in the NBA.
That's why he's a legendary rookie head coach. He's got 3 national championships though at Florida. So two national championships. He was really close. He was really close back with Mike. No. Didn't he win one with Mike Miller and those boys?
Yes, 2.
He's got 2.
He got 2?
Yeah. Back to back.
I could have sworn he won one early. No. He won one with Mike Miller and them boys back.
I'm pretty sure that's
back in the early 2000s.
I don't think so.
Back in 2001, you can look it up.
Okay, so
they were probably really close though.
Right. I'll say. So now people want to call Kristaps Porzingis. I don't even know if I pronounced his first name. They want to call him
Kristaps Porzingis.
They want to call him the steal of the draft after 10 games in an NBA season.
He looks really good.
Are you guys kidding me? Are you guys
He
kidding me?
looks
with
really
this?
good. You guys,
Dude, it's way too early to be calling anyone a steal, a bust, anything. Like, and like he was picked what 5th overall, 4th overall. How can you get a steal at the 4th pick? Like how?
Because like I consider it a steal. Like I ain't gonna say it's a steal because like what you say is too early. Because it's like everyone was expecting Moutier to go 4th to the Knicks. Like everyone's big board went Towns, Okafor, then probably Russell or Moutier or flip flop. Everyone expected a point guard to go to the Knicks because of that offense. Like you need a point guard to run that triangle, or you need a really good big man to run that to be in that triangle.
Like, yeah, he's been really nice. He's been a really, really effective player. I know he hit that game-winning shot that didn't actually count, but like, I think it's way too early to be calling anyone a steal. Like it just seems absurd to me.
Like he's a double guy. I mean, like 11 and 10, but like those numbers will improve. Like,
I think if he plays once he starts playing more minutes, I think he'll even. But the thing is, like, in order for him to be considered a steal, he has to really turn into Dirk. Like
he's not gonna turn into Dirk. Dirk didn't even turn into Dirk till like 3rd year in the league.
I think he will. I think he's going to turn into a Dirk.
You ain't gonna see it this season. But what we're seeing is some highlight real dunks and some really good potential.
But I think why they they consider him a steal is because like when you think of like someone like him, he's 7'3", he's 240, he's not a stiff. Like this is a mobile 7'3", 240.
Yeah. He's not like Bargnani.
He's not a Bargnani. He's not like a Yao who had troubles getting up and down the court. Like this is a guy who like gets the rebound, kicks it out, and he's gone. Like big, like other, like opposing.
But he's also very young, so you're a lot quicker when you're younger.
Yao Ming was young and quicker when he came in, but he still had trouble getting up and down the court.
Yao Ming was not that slow when he got into the league. He wasn't like
not that slow.
He wasn't like
slow as molasses.
Yao Ming was too slow. Anytime Shaq keeping up with you up and down the court, you slow, bro.
You think you'd be faster at 7'6"? Like exactly. You'd like gallop down there.
Like Porzingis is like that's what I think. What they're considered like they weren't expecting this. Like they were expecting the little, like because he played pro ball in Euro. They were expecting him to be stuck in that Euro League mentality where shooting threes and like getting
Mirotic.
That's don't go there. Like, but it's like like. Is he still like 10 games in? Like no, I don't know.
It's way too early. It's way too early. Like if we're talking like next season, like if he's the best rookie, when the season's over, if he's the best rookie this season, that would be a steal. Like that would be like if he wins Rookie of the Year, that's a steal.
But it's like
but I don't think he's gonna play enough.
10 games in, it's a 4 rookie rate. It's a 4 tie. It's a 4 rookie tie.
I don't think he's played well enough to be in the conversation for Rookie of the Year.
Yeah. What?
I mean.
Yes, definitely.
Okafor's been better.
They're like,
or he's been better in.
They're 0 what? 0-8, 0-7, 0-8.
Yeah, but that award doesn't go to teams that win. Usually, he goes to teams that play them.
Wiggins won. Andrew Wiggins.
It goes to the players that play the most minutes on bad teams usually. Like Michael Carter Williams won the trophy. And
Rose went 500, got Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, but that was like 10 years ago.
8 years ago.
It feels
close enough.
It feels like eternity. Like it feels like eternity since Derrick Rose has been healthy, and a rookie.
But it's like
and had promise.
Yeah, my early Rookie of the Year favorites are definitely Jahlil Okafor, Emmanuel Mudiay.
They're gonna play a lot of minutes on teams that aren't any good.
And then Kristaps Porzingis, I would say, is a 4th.
Yeah, I would go there. Like I would go.
Karl Anthony Towns.
I would go.
Right
I would go.
Jahlil Okafor.
I would go Okafor, Towns, Mudiay, Porzingis.
Yeah, in that order.
Yeah,
possibly. I would put Mudiay ahead of Towns though.
Think so?
Yeah.
I mean, he's had a like he too has had. I think he's had a double ever since he came in too, right?
No, he hasn't had a double. I mean, he's had a couple really good games,
but I don't think he's had a double.
Yeah, I think he had 10 assists last night though.
11.
Yeah, 11 assists.
He had like 16, 11.
Yeah, he was making some real clutch shots down the stretch.
Yeah, I mean,
he made a couple.
Once he cut down the turnovers, he'll be.
But I think Jahlil Okafor is going to win the trophy. I do think that.
He's not rebounding enough for me. He's because he's not as athletic.
But he's not going to be a big rebounder. He's not going to be like.
He should be a big rebounder. I mean, he's big enough. He should be boxing people out.
I think he's going to be like Jared Sullinger.
No.
No. Is Jared Sullinger like
No.
what Jared Sullinger was like? What Aaron Sullinger is right now? I think he's going to develop more into his game, but I think he's a lot like a Jared.
Jaleel Okafor will not be able to shoot the three like Jared Sullinger.
I think
because his freaking hands are too big.
Okay, well maybe not.
His hands are way too big.
Maybe not.
He could grip the basketball like a softball.
Maybe not shoot threes, but I think his like overall game, like
No, he just got to get used to. I think. Look, he's playing perfect in the post. Don't forget, if he gets that mid-range game, that's about it. That's all I want to see him have.
Like Jaleel Okafor, like once he get that 15, 17,
yeah,
he's
gonna be nice.
He's gonna be really, really clutch. But right now, he's playing really good amongst grown men. I mean, he put up 20-some points against the Bulls.
He played the first game of the season. He had like 21 points in the first game of the season.
I know, but he's not rebounding like I would want to see him rebound. I think the length in the NBA is really bothering him.
The problem is with talking about rebounding on that team. No one's Noel is
that's true too.
Getting an insane amount of rebounds right now. Like he like
but
that guy.
Noel is more athletic.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He's longer.
It's like you said, like he like. Maybe the length is bothering Okafor. Like, I think you're right because like back at Duke in the ACC, like he's used to being
biggest guy
on the court. Like he was the biggest guy on the court in high school. He was the biggest guy on the court in college.
And you could really see the length bother him in the NCAA tournament when they went against Utah. And
like
Jake Proto, the big center from Utah, really gave him some fits because he's so tall.
And then you had Kaminsky at Wisconsin.
Kaminsky at Wisconsin gave him fits, but that's all in all a different beast because Kaminsky's coming at you and he's spinning and he's he's drop stepping, he's mobile. He can shoot the three, he could pop it, spin off you. So, yeah.
All right, let's transition over to the NFL. Des Bryant and the Cowboys.
Oh man,
can the Cowboys go a week without being in the news?
Nah, because Greg Hardy's still on the team.
No.
But
Greg Hardy's always gonna make the headlines. He made the headlines on an NBA broadcast.
Yeah,
Jeff Van
they were
Gundy.
talking about him. Yeah,
Jeff Van
Charles
Gundy
Barkley wrote he wrote some letter talking about some give Greg Hardy a chance or something like that.
Des Bryant basically has a tirade like blaming the media for like who knows what.
For bad mouthing the.
But the thing is, like, people are supposed to, like, reporters are supposed to be a little bit objective. If you're not playing well, I want people to tell you you're not playing well. The Cowboys aren't playing well.
No,
they haven't won a game since Tony Romo got hurt.
And I don't think a lot of athletes.
They've lost eight
hit the media.
What?
I don't think a lot of athletes, and I'm really disappointed in Des Bryant because he's a veteran. And he should already have media training. He should already know what the media are like. It's not always going to be daisies with the media.
Yeah.
It's, they're going to, if you're not playing good, they're going to let you know about it.
That's their job,
man.
It's
their
job.
job.
Like, they got to keep players accountable for when they're not playing well. It's like our fans of the team expect the media to keep players accountable when they're not playing well.
We understand you got a family and everything, but you're a high-profile athlete. You're going to be in the news. You're going to be in the columns all the time.
It's not like Dallas is doing this. Like, it's not like they're not doing this to themselves. It's like you said, they haven't won a game since Romo got hurt. They've been in several positions
where they could have won, but they don't have the quarterback.
They don't have any. Yeah, Matt Castle hasn't been balling.
Yeah, he hasn't been balling like you said, and Brandon Whedon and whoever they want to bring in.
Like that game against Philly, like they could have won that game.
Man, think about this though. Think about how like we all knock Tony Romo all the time, right, for being that guy that throws the bad pick at the wrong time. But look how valuable. Look how valuable. Look how valuable he looks right now because they cannot win a game without him. They can't even
and it's always like
but even when he comes back, the NFC East is so terrible. They could still probably win the NFC East.
Like those fourth quarter comebacks that you're so used to Tony Romo magically pulling out of the hat, just hasn't happened.
But it's like that first game, Castle's first game, he threw 3 picks, but they didn't lose the game because he threw 3 picks. They lost the game because Cole Beasley muffed the punt.
No, they lost the game because Matt Castle threw 3 picks, and one was them with a pick 6. Dude, you can say whatever you want.
Cole Beasley muffed the punt.
Yeah, but they still would have to drive the length of the field in order to score a touchdown to tie the game.
Okay, so we never know. Like we never know if they could have did that.
Matt Castle also could have thrown another pick.
But we don't know what happened. Why? Because Cole Beasley muffed the punt.
And the game was only close because he threw that pick.
And then that game against the Saints, like they defensive mishap, there was a hole on the defense. Same thing against Philly. Corner got burnt, and then their receivers took it to the house. And then what other game did they play?
I don't know. But
at the end of the day, blame yourselves for losing.
Legit.
I'm pretty sure Jason Garrett and that coaching staff
No.
You know,
No,
Jerry
Jones loved Jason Garrett too much.
I'm saying I'm pretty sure they're getting them prepared every week in, week out. For these guys to go to war and win games.
The Cowboys are definitely well prepared.
Right, it's not like they're getting blown out.
They just don't have the talent at the one key position.
It's not like they're getting blown out. It's like they're competitive in every game.
And Darren McFadden's done a nice job rejuvenating his career a little bit.
Yeah, Randall's especially since Randall's he's not sharing. He's not sharing.
Ran him out of town.
No, he's gone. They cut him.
It's not since they especially he's not sharing the ball anymore. It's the bigger problem is Greg Hardy.
I don't even want to talk about Greg Hardy, dude. I'm not going to give him any of our airtime, dude. I don't think he deserves a place. He doesn't deserve a place in the NFL.
Triangle.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about him, dude.
He basically got away with beating his wife, and everybody knows it.
I don't even think that was his wife.
Or his girlfriend, whatever the case
We're not going to give him the time of day here on this triangle. He doesn't deserve to be in the triangle. He doesn't deserve to be in the NFL. But what he did is wrong. So we're going to go to banking our picks for the week.
Yeah.
So Jacksonville and the Ravens. I'm taking Jaguars. That Baltimore Raven defense is probably the worst in the NFL. Probably.
You taking the Jaguars?
Oh yeah, dude. I think the Raven defense is terrible, dude. Like at all levels. Like they don't have anyone that can play anywhere.
I like the Jaguars, but I'm going with Baltimore.
It's in Baltimore.
I'm going with Baltimore.
I'm taking the Jaguars.
I don't like neither one.
You gotta make a pick.
I don't want to.
No, it's part of making the picks. You gotta make a pick.
Oh my god. Baltimore.
All right. I'm going to be the lone guy. Detroit and the Packers. I think Green Bay gets back on track in a big way.
Yes, me too.
Aaron Rodgers has a big game. I think Big Money has a big game, and I think Eddie Lacy doesn't have a touch.
I saw something.
He's eating his way out the league.
I saw something very interesting. And this is you can't make this up. I swear to God, I'm not making this up. The last time Detroit
91 or 89 or something.
The last time Detroit beat Green Bay in Green Bay, Brett Favre was a Falcon.
That says all you gotta know.
There have been
Barry Sanders
four.
Probably wasn't even in
There
the
have
league
been
yet.
4 U.S. presidents since the last time Detroit beat Green Bay in Wisconsin.
And it doesn't seem
Bush,
like
Clinton,
it's
Bush,
and it's gonna
Obama.
Be 5 president, whatever the case is. They stink. They can't freaking guard anybody. They can't even get the ball to their best players.
If I was the Lions, I would be benching all of their starters at this point. I just
Jim Bob Cooter cannot save your season.
I wouldn't be playing Stafford. I wouldn't be playing Megatron.
Like Jim Bob Cooter. With a name like Jim Bob Cooter, you deserve to lose everything, bro.
Jim Caldwell will get fired after this
No way.
season. Yes, he will get fired after this
No, he
season.
won't.
Yes, he will.
But I think they've been
like, if
a
you're
series of unfortunate circumstances that affected the Lions.
If you're Detroit, you're pretty much you're saving up for Robert Kimdichie, hopefully, or whoever they feel like is
Robert Kimdichie, or not Laquan Treadwell. I would say
somebody.
Go get Laquan Treadwell and put Golden Tate where he needs to be
in
the slot.
He is not
in the slot
on another team.
On another team because he's a knucklehead himself.
All right, so Miami and the Eagles. I'm taking the Eagles, but I don't.
With Philly.
Yeah, I'm going with the Eagles.
They're gonna eat a cheesesteak.
Gee, that sounds
right before the game for Miami.
That sounds clutch right now.
Sounds pretty hungry
right now. Do it all over.
Cleveland and the Steelers. I'm taking the Steelers even with Landry Jones.
Get out of here.
Josh McCown is going to be the starter
if
for
healthy.
the
If healthy.
Yeah.
If healthy.
Either way.
Hey, this guy was playing good, Johnny football.
They haven't won a game. I don't think they won a game as a starter.
No, Johnny needs Manziel needs to leave Cleveland. That game against the Bengals, he threw a touchdown pass. He air bumped himself. He air chested.
Man, I got a really funny video.
He air chested himself. It's time for Johnny Football to leave Cleveland.
I'm taking the Steelers. What are you taking, Cleveland?
Yeah, I'm taking Cleveland, dude.
The Cleveland's the Browns. Their defense is still terrible. They haven't all of a sudden woken up and
Cleveland.
No faith in Landry Jones.
I have no faith in Landry Jones, and I have no faith in Landry Jones.
He can only do
I have
so
faith
much.
in D'Angelo Williams, but
D'Angelo Williams, they're gonna stuff it in him 35
Cleveland's gonna
times.
come in there. Cleveland's gonna come in there. They're gonna play really good against Pittsburgh.
I don't think so.
I got Cleveland
I'm
upset.
Cleveland.
Chicago and the Rams.
I'm being biased. Chicago.
I'm taking. I don't know.
I'm Chicago, and I
biased.
told you.
Chicago.
Jay Cutler is playing really good football right now.
I agree, but I'm taking the Rams.
You got Alshon Jeffrey.
That defense is big time.
You got Alshon Jeffrey, Marty Bennett and a whole bunch of guys you picked up from the 7-Eleven. Because I don't know who these wide receivers are that the Bears had. We know who Jeremy Langford is. That's the guy you got from Bolingbrook High School, or so I don't know. He's like
that's the guy they got from the Kmart.
Right, from the Kmart. But the Bears are getting it done, dude. They're getting it done. And they don't have Matt Forte, and Jay Cutler was out the first couple of games.
Dude, you know what's really depressing?
So they're getting it done.
Like the Bears are playing really good, and Jay Cutler has been really good this season.
Yes, he
He's
has.
only got like 4 picks.
He has been really good.
He's only got 5 picks. You know what's really depressing though? That like Adam Gase is going to be a head coach probably next season. And they're going to like lose Adam Gase. They're going to lose they're going to have to do like a whole new coordinator again next season.
And he's how many coordinators he's gone through already?
A lot, dude.
Like 4 or 5. Don't blame the guy for throwing picks. He has like 5 coordinators.
He hasn't had the same offensive coordinator for more than 2 seasons.
It's ridiculous.
But like Jay Cutler's got he's got all the intangibles to be like a big time quarterback. He's got the missile throwing arm. He's got a little bit of mobility.
Doesn't matter if you have to change, if you have to get acclimated to a new system,
a new scheme every season,
every 2 years, like that. It's like he gets a bad rap.
I think Jay Cutler has played well enough to play the last season of his contract in Chicago. Because people were talking about trying to trade him. I think you just keep him as a quarterback next season, then cut him after that.
Might as well.
Yeah, you gotta you keep.
I still think you gotta draft somebody next season.
I think you get rid of Matt Forte because you got Jeremy Langford.
After one game,
the boy out of Michigan State can run. He can catch. He can block. He can do it. Man, he did it against San Diego. Man, his first game, he played defense. He could do it again if they give Matt Forte some rest. I guarantee you that he will do that same thing against St. Louis.
No.
And the only negative in that game was freaking Robbie Gould missing 2 chip shots.
Yeah, but Robbie Gould doesn't miss kicks.
I know.
He's
and
good
so
as
I was so that was the only negative I took from that game.
Who's next?
I like Chicago in this game.
Dallas, Tampa Bay. I'm gonna take Dallas, man.
They gotta win.
Tampa Bay, baby.
They gotta get one, dude.
Tampa Bay, J-Bo.
If Dallas doesn't win this game, they're not gonna win another game. They might as well never bring Tony Romo back this season.
Put a fork in it. They're done.
I'm going with Dallas. I don't think nobody on that defense can stop Dez. Period. No matter who
they got nobody.
It doesn't matter because there's nobody that's on Dallas defense that's gonna stop J-Bo.
Matt Castle gonna get him the ball.
He ain't balling, dude. The only reason Des Bryant got that ridiculous touchdown last week, that Hail Mary touchdown.
Yeah, that was a ridiculous catch.
He gonna get him the ball.
Jameis Winston, Doug Martin, Mike Evans. Too much.
Carolina, Tennessee.
Too much.
My lock of the week. Carolina, Tennessee, easily. I don't think that game's gonna be close.
Nobody still doesn't know how to stop Greg Olsen, which is remarkable to me.
My thing is he's
bracketing him
he's doing all Cam Newton is he's doing this.
Dude, I think Cam Newton's been the MVP.
Yeah, Tom Brady.
Whichever one of those 2 teams ends up with a better record. Whichever one of those teams ends up with a better record at the end of the season deserves the MVP. Between Cam Newton and Tom Brady. Andy Dalton's gotta be in that mix too.
Andy Dalton's definitely in that mix.
Yeah,
I think it's those 3 for
I think it's Brady. I think ever since last week it's Cam Newton. And then Rodgers. Oh no, Dalton and then Rodgers. Because Rodgers, that team. I mean, they're not that good.
Rodgers had.
He's such a homer with the Packers.
No, but Rodgers has had 2 bad weeks in a row though.
Yeah,
he had 2 bad weeks in a row.
He's actually not played that well this season. Actually,
they don't got a lot of team speed, so they can't really get open against those really good defenses.
He actually hasn't been tearing it up this season.
And then the win against
Seattle
an
off Aaron Rodgers
game 1 of the season.
Yeah.
So he can really disqualify that win against Seattle.
He didn't play well against the Rams. He didn't play well against
good defenses. He's not been playing well.
But it's like people was like talking about something like this. Aaron Rodgers really need Jordy Nelson that bad. I'm like, Jordy Nelson
he's definitely missed Jordy.
He's missed, but it's like they was like
back shoulder throws and all.
They was like did Aaron Rodgers make Jordy Nelson or did Jordy Nelson make Aaron Rodgers? I'm like, it's neither one of them. Jordy Nelson makes
his wide receivers.
Makes the other wide receivers.
Yeah.
Because Randall Cobb is not as big a factor as he is without Jordy Nelson.
Right.
New Orleans and Washington.
New Orleans.
Kirk Cousins, you gonna do it?
Hell no.
No.
How do you like that?
No.
Do you like that?
No. New Orleans is gonna win big.
Well, about big. I think that game will be a little bit of a shootout.
It'll be a shootout, but they're gonna still put up like.
But every time I predicted a shootout, it ended up not being one.
Yeah.
So.
New Orleans.
Minnesota and the Raiders.
Oakland.
The Raiders.
Teddy Bridgewater, I think, is going to play.
Oakland.
The Raiders.
Derek Carr. Cars him up.
Yeah,
I'm taking Minnesota.
ACDC.
I'm taking Minnesota.
I love the Raiders.
ACDC.
I like that.
I didn't come up with that. Like, they've been saying that since.
It's fun. Kansas City and Denver. I'm taking Denver.
Denver bounces back.
Ooh.
You're not even, dude.
Ooh. The rematch.
But Jamal Charles ain't there.
Jamal Charles.
Shark Hands, no belief in Shark Hands request?
None.
Well, I mean, I do believe in him. I just don't think he's Jamal Charles.
What am I talking about? Denver wins. Denver wins by like a couple touchdowns.
New England and the Giants. My upset of the week. I'm taking the Giants.
Ooh. Rematch of Super Bowl.
Tom Coughlin has the system to beat Tom Brady. he's got it. He's got
NASCAR.
He's got some secret book that he goes into and like he pulls out the scheme.
He ain't got a NASCAR defense and one of those defensive linemen that he used to throw in the NASCAR has like 3 fingers on one of his hands.
And he's out of shape.
He's got like 3.5.
Yeah.
One, the Giants defense don't have Michael Strahan
or Justin Tuck.
That was gonna be my number 2.
You can make the argument they don't got.
And then when they were throwing out the NASCAR, they don't have that defense anymore.
Pick him.
He's gonna pick them.
But I don't think the New England Patriots defense is all that good.
Kidding me?
I think it's a little overrated. I don't think they played. I don't think they played a stellar offense.
And this ain't gonna be one either.
The Giants is a stellar offense.
But I think
they have a lot of weapons on the outside.
But I think you only say that because of their corners, because of what they left. Brandon Browner and Darrell Reeves. They're still a very good defensive team. Their front seven is really good.
They front seven.
Jamie Collins and Ninkovich are just
with Dante Hightower.
I think it's gonna be a high scoring game. I think the Giants get this one. I think they
fall so.
Because I think the Giants need this game more than the Patriots.
So false. Move on.
All right.
New England.
Arizona and Seattle. I'm taking Arizona.
I'm taking Arizona.
This is a really good game right here.
It is a really good game. That's on Sunday night.
Yeah, I'm taking the Cardinals.
Carson Palmer.
Yeah, I'm gonna go.
I'm like for years.
I'm gonna go with Seattle.
Yeah, for years.
I'm gonna go with Seattle.
Packer fan picking Seattle?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Seattle.
Years.
I like Seattle. Seattle's been playing some good ball lately.
For years, Arizona's problem has been lack of quarterback play.
Now they got
not anymore. But not
anymore.
They got an explosive offense.
And they also don't have. They also have a running game now. They have the running back that they can give
CJ 2K. CJ 2K.
Yeah.
He ain't been 2K since he got 2K.
I know we've talked about this. But
he's just CJ.
He's having like a renaissance season.
What up?
CJ 1500.
There you go.
He ain't even gonna get that.
CJ 1100.
Houston and the Bengals. I'm taking the Bungles. And I don't think this game will be close at all. The Houston Texans and the Bungles.
Oh man.
And the Bungles.
Cincy.
I'm taking Cincinnati, dude.
I'm with Cincy.
Wait, ain't that's Monday? That's Monday?
Yeah.
That's a Monday night game. This is gonna be a blowout.
They will win easily. They will win.
Prediction of the week.
Prediction of the week. Prediction of the week.
And you get 2.
Oh, we get 2?
You get 2.
Nice. That Washington-New Orleans game is going to be a shootout. Definitely, both quarterbacks are going to have close to 400 yards passing.
Is that one prediction?
That's one prediction.
J.J. Watt doesn't have a sack.
Wow.
He doesn't have a sack this year?
No, he won't.
He won't get a sack
in this game?
Yeah.
In that game
against Cincinnati.
That's a pretty good.
That's a big one.
You gotta think about it. If he's going against Andre Smith all night, I don't think he's gonna be going against Andre Smith all night.
Andre Smith plays on the Cowboys.
No, that's Tyron Smith.
Andre
Smith is their midseason. He's John Clayton's midseason All Pro, right tackle on Cincy.
Prediction number 2.
No, my prediction number 2 is gonna be, I want to say, Tampa Bay shuts. They're gonna beat Dallas. Obviously, I got them beating Dallas, but I got Jameis Winston being the reason why. He's gonna at least throw for 300 yards and a couple touchdowns.
What's your second?
T.J. Yeldon runs for 100 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, I like that prediction.
Jacksonville.
Yeah.
My 2. Jay Cutler. Try to get some reasonable Jay Cutler numbers.
He's gonna throw a couple picks, I'm sure.
25. I'm gonna give him 25 for 40.
He's gonna be running like a chicken with his head cut off.
25 for 40. 300 even. I'm gonna give him 3 touchdowns with 1 pick because he's gonna throw 1. He's good for 1.
Mm-hmm.
That's one prediction.
He's definitely good for 1. Probably in the red zone too. When it matters.
That's not his fault. That's terrible play calling. Like
no, dude, that's on Jay, dude. He makes bad decisions. Second.
Wow.
About Todd Gurley running for at least 200 yards against Chicago.
No, he won't.
No, he won't.
He will.
He's gonna get like 150. I don't know, 200 seems a little.
Oh, Atlanta don't play this week.
Like your absurdities a couple weeks ago about the 1,000 yards and.
I think he went the wrong game with that.
700.
700 yards. What was that? Atlanta and.
No,
it was Arizona and somebody.
Arizona and I don't
know.
Yeah,
I said 700. They got like 550. You know.
Get out of town.
1 second. I'm leaning towards a Dallas prediction, but I don't know what to do with that. All right, my second pick, Amari Cooper, 8 catches, 162 touchdowns.
And that's against Minnesota. Oh, I like that. Harrison Smith is also one of John Clayton's All-Pro.
He's a safety.
Guys, yeah, so, he's been pretty good back there. So
8 catches, 162 touchdowns.
I don't know if Amari Cooper's going to get through that.
I don't know if he's going to get the 2 touchdowns. I can see the 160 yards.
I can see that, yeah. I can see David Carr, 300 yards, something like that.
We'll see.
I can see Sharkandrick West having a touchdown and like 75 yards.
8 touchdowns.
1 touchdown and 75 yards.
He's going to get a touchdown.
And that'll be the only touchdown Kansas City gets in this game.
All right, well, we're going to...
The wagons have circled.
Like that Buffalo Bill. Are they winning? Buffalo winning?
No.
It was 12-3 at half.
I think they lost.
Well, let's see. All right, this is Triangle saying out. We'll see you guys next week. Peace out.
Yep.